Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hey, hey, yeah. Hey, ha, hey, hey, yeah. Hello everyone. I'm Toe of Twilight Z. That's Toe of Z on Twitch, Toe of Twilight on Twitter, and Toe of Twilight Z Kai on YouTube. Be sure to give me a follow on all those places. Uh, the Twitch will let you know when I go live. The uh, the Twitter is where I post about my schedule, and the YouTube is where I post my VODs. So if you want to see any of my other uh, videos from my West of Loathing playthrough, I play West of Loathing every Wednesday, though the times seem to vary. Um, but yeah, check me out there. And I do need followers to get affiliates so that I can start giving back to people who donate. Um, right now, I've got you can see my capture card fund at the bottom of the screen. It'll be at the top of the screen when I switch to the game mode. But there's a tip jar on my Twitch channel in the About section. You can, if you want to drop me something, I'd greatly appreciate it. But for now, let's get into it. West of Loathing, remind me where we were at. Dirtwater. I think we finished all the, we apprehended everybody except for the ones from their ghostly cell. Alright. Anything I'm forgetting about? Professor. Okay. But I do want to check out. My stats aren't that great at the moment. Silver plated, silver plated. I could get the cowboy hat silver plated. I've got lots of money. Lots of muns. Heckin' muns. Right, I tried to mail a letter and he wouldn't let me. Okay, it's all coming back to me now. I want to go to Danny's Tannery, but let's increase our AP first. As the trail curves through a patch of marshy ground, you catch a whiff of something worse than swamp gas. It's a stank above, a cow skull floating in a cloud of noxious vapors, and it saw you even before you smelled it. It'd be nice if I could kill this thing in one hit, but I guess it's fair to let Susie take care of it. Cow fangs, infernal soul, pregnant. A wispy, tattered little bit of infernal cow spirit, just hanging on out on this side of the pale, going boo hoo boo. For centuries we ate them. These teeth are proof that they've decided it's their turn. Ooh, Susie leveled up. You really crushed that stinker. Way to go. What are my options? I could plate the hat you're wearing. People with hats get more done, they say. This will enchant your hat to add one more maximum action point. What else can you plate? So you need something plated? He looks you up and down. Don't think I can do much with what you got on there. How about this other stuff? A turnip? That sounds like an interesting challenge. Say, that's a fine looking tongue you got there. I could plate that for you, sure. My actual tongue? The one in my head? I don't have that kind of meat. And how much XP do I have? Quite a bit. Enough to increase my AP? No. Let's see, if I were just looking, but I don't think so. %40 to meat gains, that's good. I didn't find any bonus. HP. What's pain tolerance do? Losing fights makes you angry, and your pain tolerance determines how angry you can get before you pass out. Oh, okay. But now let's go to Danny's Tannery. Or we could go to Button Willow's store. She probably doesn't have anything. You come across the corpse of a cowboy. How do you know it's the corpse of a cowboy? Well, you see by his outfit that he is a cowboy, and you see by his lack of flesh that he is a corpse. Check for usual gear, give him a proper burial. Thick chaps. Pants! This pair of chaps will protect your legs. Well, most of your legs. So I still got my, you-know-what's-it hanging out. Which isn't optimal. But it's better than nothing. But I have pants. At the side of the trail, you see a small hell cow. A hell calf, really. It snorts at a patch of brush, lighting it on fire, then starts grazing. Ah, kill it. Jeez, calm down, Susie. It's only a little one. Kill it before it gets bigger. Lured into a trap. What do I get for that? You quickly dig a small pit and cover it with a tumbleweed, which you light on fire. The hellcat heads over excitedly, whereupon you kick it in the hole and throw rocks at it until it's banished from this plane. Now that was mighty satisfying. Weird that this place is so far from town. You never smell a working tannery? Woo, lucky you. Guess we better check it out. Nothing special around here. It sounds like there's a lot of fighting going on inside the tannery, except instead of regular fighting sounds you're used to, like shouting and gunfire and chairs being broken over people's backs, you hear a lot of ghostly bellowing and shrill cackling laughter. It sounds like a real bad scene, in other words. Enter the tannery. As you enter the tannery, the second thing you notice is that the place has been abandoned for years, probably since the cows came home. A lot of the equipment is wrecked, and all of it is covered with dust. The first thing you notice is that there are a bunch of rodeo clowns in here fighting with, well, they aren't cows exactly. They're more like the possessed skins of cows. That's a little strange because you've seen people wearing, for example, cow leather chaps, and you've never seen anyone being attacked by their chaps. Maybe there's something about the tanning process that makes leather impervious to possession, and these cow ghost whatevers are untanned hides. In any case, the clowns and cows seem preoccupied enough with their fighting that they haven't noticed you, at least not yet. As you approach the clown and weird cow leather ghost thing, they take notice of you and stop fighting while they process this new development. The clown, fortunately, seems to decide that he hates the cows more than he hates you. The cow, unfortunately, decides it hates you more. Hate it right back. Yeah, let's take a look around. So there are 3 fights worth of cows in here. Cows and clowns. A rodeo clown attacks the skin cow. It's got some high mysticality, so it's probably not going to take too much damage from my spookiness. But I do have the silver plated stuff. Let me see. So this will leave it with 15, and I think Susie can do that much damage. 30 damage. Nice. She did just level up. You beat the cow, but the enemy of your enemy is apparently not your friend because the cloud decides it's his turn to be on the right side of the screen. Okay. Susie hits really hard. Well, that's one clown and one cow down. You hear a lot more fighting going on in the rest of the tannery, though, so that pat on the back will have to wait till later. There is a lockbox, though. Leather shears, specifically designed for cutting cowhide. I think it does extra damage to cows, but it doesn't give me extra moxie, unlike this fancy knife. And I'd have to silver plate it to get it to do more damage. Your attempt to sneak up on the cows fail, assuming you are even sneaking and not just moseying over. The cows appear all too willing to add your face to the list of faces they hate, and turn their attention from the clowns, who jump on this opportunity to get the jump on their ancient enemies. Join the fracas. How do you pronounce that? Fracas? Fracas? Fracas. So this skin cow is gonna die if I smack it, unless I roll minimum damage. But the clowns took care of that. I'm not going to waste extra time on the animation. True to form, the clowns who are on your side in that fight betray you. Damned clowns. Oh, this guy has nice muscle, so he's actually resistant. Deals 0 cold damage to all enemies. Alright, so this isn't going to get him injured enough that Susie can take care of him. I mean, it might. And he is quite a bit stronger than... Yeah, okay. He's dead. This guy's hit hard. But they won't get another chance to hit me at all, so... Who cares? It feels kind of strange to be fighting alongside demon clowns, but I guess war makes strange bedfellows. Please ignore the fact that I just used demonic clowns and bedfellows in the same sentence. This scene has the makings of a real brawl. Not only does one of the clowns have a nasty look in his eye, nastier than typical, I mean, but one of the possessed cowhides is stretched on a tanning for him, which makes it stronger somehow, I assume? One of the clowns has a nasty look in his eye, nastier than typical, I mean. So who's the special clown? A rodeo clown, 27 damage. So this clown is a lot stronger than he looks. I've got some decent mysticality. Am I allowed to attack my allies? Oh, it'll shoot to Z. Okay. Alright, so Susie's gonna go next. And then the clown. If the clown is smart, he'll attack one of the ones that have taken damage already. One of these two. Susie can pick off the other one. Nope, clown is an idiot. That's a lot of damage. It does physical damage. Interesting. So I should have brought up some armor beans. Bean shield. It still does the same amount of damage. You did not prevail. It's okay. There were a lot of them, and they were horrible. Well, I learned about my enemy. I can't die again, though, or else I'll get a game over. Which will lead to all of these effects disappearing. So this guy is the biggest threat, so I shouldn't focus on the small fry. Guess what? The clowns turn on you after the cows are all dead. So this is the really tough one. So we should take him out first. This one has more moxie, so it resists the gunshots better. But otherwise, they're pretty much the same. Jeez. Okay, and what I think I'm gonna do here is lasso this guy, because I'm afraid of him hitting me. Maybe I should... Can I make my green golem stronger? $23 damage. Oh, that's not so bad. Susie hits harder than this guy does. But now I'm kind of worried. Ooh, a farmer's skin knife. They also had a key. What a mess that fight was, and what a mess the floor is afterwards. At least now you're free to poke around the scenery. This body must have been lying here since the cows came home. There isn't much left of him. Tannery Saint Rage key. This key has an old and worn leather tag on it that says ST Rage. Saint Rage? What? There. Build a crate, open the crate. Canteen, puts out fires. Ranch dressing, that's pretty good, but I don't have any room in my stomach for it right now. Length of rope. Make my being golem stronger. Now my pain tolerance is higher. So if I lose again, it won't be game over. Oh, wait, maybe ranch dressing goes in. It does. Alright, let's not waste then. Ranch dress. You put the poultice on the part of you think is the most likely to get stabbed later. Ranch dress. You've got a bandage on just in case you get wounded in the future. Just a guess, really. You throw the spirit on the ground and stomp on it until it dissipates completely. Get the hint, little doggy. Alright. Lime. Lie. So now I'm kind of worried about this fight coming up. Do I have... I only have one bone, but one minion is better than none. I think I'm still gonna go get a few more. Greedy Dave Connor. Where'd he pull his gun out from? He wasn't holding that. Then again, I'm not holding my gun. There. 3 up and 3 down is a thing they would say about this if baseball analogies were a thing. You've ensorcelled too many bones. You've got too many ensorcelled bones already. You're starting to lose track of all the damn souls inside them. As you're riding along, you see some braided fuses sticking out of a nearby rock. Investigating it more closely, you see that somebody drilled a hole in the rock and inserted a bunch of dynamite, but apparently lost interest and wandered away without setting it off. Or maybe they were just out of matches. Take the dynamite. I know a few cows that are gonna love to see this dynamite. The door is locked, but the key you found on that clown looks like it'll probably fit. If you're sure you want to go out there, it sounds like one hell of a fight is happening. Unlock it. Oh boy, oh geez, this is not a good situation to be in. You quickly hide behind some old tanned hides. Huh, is that what they're called that? Maybe there are 3 clowns out here, each armed with a nasty looking knife. And the sound, one of them is licking his knife, and the sound makes you think maybe he is literally sharpening the blade on his tongue. They are facing down 2 of the stretched hide cows and a monstrous thing that looks like an entire cow skeleton draped in flayed cow skin. I bet you think you're real clever breaking through to the human plane. Did you think we wouldn't follow you? Moo. Did you think you'd find a secret weapon here to use against us, or are you just trying to escape? Moo. What? You take that back. Stop listening. None of them seem to have noticed you. It looks like you could sneak back through the door if you're really careful. Nope. Caution to the wind. When they see you, the clowns and cows stop hissing and mooing and posturing at each other. Hey, who the hell are you? Candygram? Moo. Uh-oh. Now's our chance. Get him. Uh-oh. Fight. Whoa, they're quick. An ungolith. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, that's not good. I survived. It's because I'm angry. And because I have the ranch dressing. Okay, so which one of them did the most damage to me? They did pretty much the same. But this should make the cow's attack less effective against me. Alright, if it does 35 damage, then I just have to give myself 40. And blow it the heck up. Man, this thing is resistant to basically everything. What about dynamite? Look at this clown's little top hat. I bet he is the boss. Alright, and now Susie can finish it off. So now I'll only take 35 damage from this cow, if it survives. Yeah. And the fight is ours. So now we have to deal with the clowns. As predictable as ever, the clowns turn on you once you've helped them defeat the cows. I got the jump on him. And let's give ourselves armor. Create a minion. Some meat shields. My magic doesn't do much against these guys. Oh, he's not strong. These two guys are pretty strong. This guy is pretty weak. In that case, yeah, these guys can't do any damage. Alright, so she can't kill one this turn. Haha, my bean golem is still not that strong. But at least he's not dying in one hit. My minions have served their purpose. I hate wasting it, but yeah, fuck it. Whew, it's a good thing the clowns hate cows more than they hate humans, or that fight could have gone way worse. Fortunately, it seems pretty unlikely that you'll run into any more animated leather-clad cow skeletons on your adventure. Right? Hooray! This must be the storage shed. It's locked, but maybe the key you found could open it. A pile of loose boards and crates. Ranch punch. Increase your melee damage for the rest of the day. Nothing better after a hard fight than a tall glass of loot. You got that right. There's a guy back here hiding behind a barrel. He isn't very good at hiding. Talk. Hello? Oh, thank God. You aren't one of those horrible clowns. Nope, I'm Toa. Toa Z. I'm Grady Tanner. I'm Grady Tanner. It's a good thing you arrived. I couldn't have held out for much longer. Are you actually a Tanner, or is that your surname? Well, both. What are you doing in here? Hiding. What I mean is, why are you hiding in here? Because I don't want to die. Look, what's your story? Well, I was scavenging for tanning materials. Cow's bane ain't as easy to get hold of as it was in the old days. But while I was searching, those cows showed up, and then those clowns showed up, so I locked myself in here to hide. What's cow's bane? It's an herb used for tanning leather. You can't grow it in large batches anymore because the cows show up and wreck the place. So there's other stuff we generally use for pig leather and so on. Cows wreck your herb gardens? Yeah, if you're growing more than about a flower's pot's worth, they get wind of it somehow. They hate the stuff. Can't figure out why. Here, I've got a few extra seeds you can have. Be careful with them. How long have you been in here? 3 or 4 days. I'm starving. Cow's bane's poisonous, so I've been chewing on this old leather hat for sustenance. Seriously? Yep. Want some? No. Well, I took care of the clowns and cows, so consider yourself rescued. Wonderful, thank you. As soon as I get a new shop set up, you can count on me for any leather goods you need. Your first one's on the house. You wouldn't happen to know where I might set up a new shop, would you? What happened to your old shop? Care to guess? Cows. Yup. I'll keep an eye out. There's a empty lot in Dirtwater you could use. Great, I'll head right there. Thanks a million, partner. I owe you. Yeehaw! Said that bastard, or back where it crawled from. Heck yeah, we did. I don't care much for these clown fellas, but if they're against the cows, maybe they're alright. You won't be satisfied leaving here with any cows that's still alive, will you? Only been a short time, and already you know me so well, hoss. Alright, so what's the next? I want to go to Cavern Canyon and get Hot Dog Doug. You discover that this is what is either an open grave or a very deep rectangular pothole. Jump in and see what you find. Well, if it's a pothole, it must have been a very long time, because you found the remains of an antique traffic accident. Skeleton bone, handful of coins. Just sell them. Old wedding ring. Oh, that bone is useful. No way are you going back in there. Hot coffee. Danger, kitchen. Danger, bar. There are a few full bottles left on the shelf. Take them. Cheap whiskey, cheap tequila, cheap wine. This poor chef is chained to the wall. His eyes widen as you approach. Hey, you're not one of them. Are you here to rescue me? Sure. Oh, thank goodness. He thrusts his hand into yours and shakes vigorously. I'm Doug. Toa. How do you do, Doug? Well, I've been chained up in this dank cave for weeks, cooking for those stripy-hatted idiots. That sounds awful. You want to know the worst part? There's a perfectly good oven 8 feet to my right, and a shelf of perfectly good ingredients 8 feet to my left. How's that not the worst part? This chain is only 4 feet long. Ah, that's rough. I know, right? There I was, fresh out of culinary school with a million meat idea in my head. And now here I am, 4 feet shy of my dreams, cooking the same pot of soup over and over again. What million meat idea? You promised not to steal my idea, right? Yeah, I promise. Okay then, it's a new kind of sandwich. Or maybe a taco. It's so revolutionary that I'm not quite sure where it fits in the whole hand food taxonomy, to be honest. Anyway, in the middle of it there's a sausage, but it's sausage made from the cheapest possible parts of the pig, ground up so finely that you can't identify them anymore. Okay? And it's served in a long split roll, which soaks up the grease so you can't tell how fatty the sausage is. Um, and the best part? The name. You ready to hear the name? Sure. I call it the hot dog. What do you think? How about the hot toa instead? Don't be ridiculous. Hot toa. What does that even mean? Haha, ridiculous. There's no meaning to be mean about it. Not that there any point. Not that any of this even matters. Even if I did get off this chain, there's no point in hanging around in this empty cave making hot dogs just for myself. I don't even like the taste of them. You could set up shop in Dirtwater. Brilliant. You're a genius, Toa. Hot dogs for sale all day, every day. I'll make a mint. Say, there's an idea. What if I added mint to the sausage mixture? You help him break his chains. He leaves the cave, hauling the oven and the shelf full of ingredients, muttering to himself about new sausage recipes. That's that then. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. Your booze senses alert you to the presence of a rock. Confused, you move the rock, and sure enough, there's a bottle of booze behind it. Psh! You were afraid for a second that your booze sense had been replaced with some kind of rock sense. This isn't the fanciest whiskey in the West, but let's face it, you're not the fanciest cowpost in the West either. Cow fangs. Well, hey there, Toa. Welcome to my shop. Looks like you've gotten yourself set up pretty nicely. Sure have. Here, let me give you a little something as thanks for helping me out. Have a sharpening strap on the house. With one of these, a little elbow grease, and a little imagination, anything can be sharpened. Grease is the damage of your weapon. Aw, thanks. Just let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. Hey Grady, I noticed you got a new neighbor. Yeah, a hot dog stand. I was thinking, if someone bought a whole lot of hot dogs, maybe they'd want some kind of sling or bandolier to hold them? Interesting. Show me your goods. Greased bandolier. Oh. Ooh, it does give me 8p. Flexible traps. Increases armor and spell damage, increases armor and melee damage. I don't have enough money. And then the Lucky Marigold. I think the AP might be worth it. And then I've got the sharpening strap. You sharpen your fancy knife until the strap is worn down to nothing. Look at all that damage. Well, if it isn't my savior, good old Toa, howdy yourself. The sign outside. Yeah, I had to change the name. I tried to file a hot trademark, and it turns out that there's something already called a hot dog. Doug, what is it? What is it? Trust me, you don't want to know. I wish I didn't know. Anyway, a single letter removed, and I'm in business. He gestures at the menu on the wall behind him. So I just remembered, I think I did this in the wrong order. If I had gotten, there's another guy you can get on this side of the mountains who gives like a curios type of thing. And he can give you like thread that you can put on your pants. If you get him, I think after the tanner. Is he in Coleridge Mine? Nah, I already went to Coleridge Mine. He's in some mine. Ooh, right. I need to... Well, he's dead. But anyway, if I think I only get the location after I take the after I get the professor's stuff for him. Yay! Your transponder gives more bleeps, and you follow the bleeps to one of those weird El Vibrato machines, tromping around in the desert. Fortunately, it hasn't noticed you, or it either hasn't noticed you or doesn't care. Care, damn it. Snake Spring over yonder. I don't think there's anything useful for me at the Snake Spring. So what do you think? What do you think? Had a snake fountain burst open near the ranch once. It was a real pain in the hindquarters. Are you setting up a gag where it turns out you were literally bit on the hindquarters? Well, not anymore, I ain't. Yep. Here you can get stuff like snake spleens and other parts that a snake roller can use, but you can't get any snake skin, so it's kind of useless to me. You pass an abandoned campsite, and an old crate catches your eye. On closer inspection, you find it's nailed shut. Maybe the campers used it to sit on and then forgot to take it with them? Their loss is your gain if you have a crowbar to pry it open with. Lasso, lock, nerve pills. These aren't the kind of nerve pills you take to make you less anxious. They're the kind you take to make you more anxious. Another blood building tonic. Not even any nails. The padlock got its name because it's like a wizard that protects your house. Ah, okay. I see. The Big Apple. You spot an astonishingly large horse apple in the distance. You are literally astonished by the size of it. It is very large. As you reach the center of the clearing, you are simultaneously struck with a profound awe and a terrible stench as you discover the largest road apple you've ever seen. You can't even imagine how this got here. Was it a giant horse? Was it 200 normal-sized horses acting collaboratively? They should have sent a poet. Yeah, they should have. No matter how long you work a ranch, it's a smell you never get used to. It doesn't smell any better up close. Clean it up. You make a little dent in it. You make a little dent in it. It's quite a bit smaller than it was before. It's way smaller than it was before. Are you just doing this for your health? Because I reckon we can find us a more entertaining option. It's almost gone now. This is a little more fanfare than I expect to get for scooping horse apples. But at least I got some XP out of it. Some distance off the trail, you see a water tower that appears to have sprung a leak. Plug it up. 10 Moxie. You fire a single bullet into the hole, plugging it and rendering the water supply safe, if slightly leaded. I don't think that qualifies as safe. Your transponder reveals smoke bleeps, and you follow the bleeps to one of those weird vibrato machines. Jeez, Susie is doing more damage than I am. Do I have enough scraps yet? Nope, I need one more. There's a skull, just sort of rolling down the road toward you, like directly toward you, and when you step to one side, it swerves to match. Face it down. Imagine being chased by a rolling skull. A tumble skull. I mean, my melee weapon does a tiny bit more damage, but it ended up doing the same amount of damage as any of my other weapons would have done. So who cares? Boom! You punch that skull right into the sunset. Handful of loose teeth and a gold tooth. There's an open grave here, and it doesn't have a skeleton inside. I wonder what they're asking for rent. Jump in and see what we find. Oh hey, the previous tenant left. Have some stuff. Well, it's all yours now. Oh, so the skeleton that was in here got up and walked away. That's not concerning. An abandoned campsite. More ranch dressing. Excellent. How many needles do I have? I got lots of needles. So I don't need to waste all my silver bullets here. Your El Vibrato transponder starts insisting that you head into a labyrinthine network of box canyons. Deep within the boxiest of the canyons, you find a box of El Vibrato stuff. And that should be enough. Good to see you again. Have you got those 5 piles of scrap yet? Yep, got 'em right here. He ambles over to a strange contraption in the corner of the room and begins to tinker. Great! Let me just... Yep, okay. This'll do the trick. Let me just get this running, and then you'll be able to grab a keystone from it. It'll take another 5 scrap for each one you need. Are you familiar with the lost Dutch oven mine? Grim place, but that's where I found the chassis for that fabricator, wedged behind an unusual pile of rocks. Seems like a good place to start hunting. You discover a new map location, Lost Dutch Oven Mine. Excellent. Oh, I have enough scraps to make the keystone. You find an abandoned crate with 4 all-dead stenciled on the side. Maybe the shippers decided it wasn't worth the effort considering. Hardtack, silver bullets. You pry the lid off the crate and help yourself to the contents. Can't let taxpayer-funded material go to waste after all. Unrefined meat nugget. The stench here is barely tolerable because I've read the one book. What is it? Uncanny Presence. Normally I have to have stench resistance. Ah, dang. That is one hell of a stink coming from that mine. Yeah, I'm not happy about it either. Are you planning on going in there, or can we just leave? These lockers are all unlabeled and unlocked. Loot them. Miner's pants and a gas mask. Heh, could have used that 5 minutes ago. But it has a bunch of debuffs. You can't wear these if you're over 18 feet tall, because they'd be way too small for you. The miner's pants. Careful, Gohan. You're a miner. But I've already got that much armor and spell damage from the pants I bought from Grady. The miners must have eaten down here to avoid the stench upstairs. Grab what's left. Cat's eye candy. This is candy that you desperately hope is not made of real cat's eyes. Instant grits. I don't know what kind of tobaccos these miners are chewing, but it must be extra corrosive because this brass spittoon has a hole eaten through the bottom and dark stains underneath it where the spit leaked out. Although oddly, it doesn't seem to be leaking now, and it's half full. I guess the miners plugged the hole with something. Inspect it. It's a spittoon. It's disgusting. You can practically see the stink lines coming off of it. Come on, let's not do this. Inspect the spittoon. Aw, geez. Fine, okay. You crouch down and take a careful look at the filthy spittoon. The inside is blackened with years' worth of stains. The death broth inside has a rainbow sheen like a parking lot oil spill, and occasionally a little bubble pops on the surface. You can actually feel a slight warmth radiating off of it from whatever dye or chemical reaction is taking place in there. You realize you're holding your breath, not deliberately, but from the human body's natural instinct for self-preservation. Inhale. Imagine someone made a big pot of chili con carne and left it under the porch. 3 rats crawl into the pot, eat half the chili, and then die. A week later, a family of cockroaches takes up residence among the writhing maggots. The cockroaches smoke thick black cigars, which they light with tufts of burning human hair. That's what it smells like. Fortunately for you, the rainbow-colored film on the surface of the liquid coats your hands as you plunge it into the toxic brew, keeping it from being immediately dissolved down to the bones. The smell intensifies, and your stomach prepares to hose the poisons off of your arm with a high-pressure stream of vomit. Keep searching. Your fingers touch something at the bottom of the spittoon. Better pull it out fast while you still have something to pull with. You pull the world's most disgusting pair of pants out of the spittoon, and jump back as the hole at the spittoon's bottom, now unplugged, begins to leak steaming filth. Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of the worst object I've ever been paid to think about, narrowly defeating a leather bondage harness made from the skin of a clown. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to the ones that give me AP. Or was it Mysticality? I think it was spell damage. These pants look and smell like they were used to leak the bottom of a leaky spittoon, and there's a very good reason for that. Crate of mining supplies, you assume, can of kerosene, dynamite. The elevator mechanism is all rusty. Use a can of oil. I knew there was a reason I was holding on to that. You lubricate the elevator livery. Ride down. You emerge from the elevator into a deeper shaft. By the light of your lantern, you see exposed meat veins on nearly every surface. It's unusual that there would be this much readily available meat left in the working mine. What were they digging for, if not for this? Curious. I have to pee. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Here we go. So, there's a lot of meat down here. I got the mine slaying bonus. Ah, and there's that crazy feller. It's an exposed meat vein. Pick it. This guy is totally out of it. He's gibbering and drooling and doesn't even seem to see you. Try talking to him. Hey, buddy, are you okay? Roberto Goto Club. Uh-huh. You wait. Uh-huh. You wave your hand in front of his face, but he doesn't react at all. So I think the, if I remember right, the antagonist of this particular side quest is the being called Roberto, so that he's going Rob and Berto. Shovels, dulled to uselessness. A broken pickaxe. Ugh, looks like a miner died trying to dig deeper with his hands. Was one of the miners digging with his helmet? And you see the bloody furrows. A dark, ominous ladder leading down into a deep, dark pit. Effluvious emerald. This gem is pretty, but it smells terrible. This guy seems to have gnawed off his own hands before he died. You start to feel very uneasy. This guy has worked his fingers to the bone, digging, and then worked his bones to the marrow. The hair on the back of your neck stands up on end. These scratches are just painted on. In blood. Your heart is pounding. The gouge marks are dark with blood. You have to get out of the pit right now. As you get near the rocks, the voices in your head begin screaming too loudly to ignore. You have to get out of this pit right now. Fine, fine. The finger bones are all splintered. The hair on your back of your neck stands on end. There are still some little bits of fingernail on these gouges. Your heart is pounding. Okay, so now I just have to get over there without getting close to any of the scary stuff. This pile was pretty obviously made on purpose. Closer inspection reveals that the stones are mortared together. What could be hidden there? Bust the pile, move the rocks by hand, magic the rocks away, talk the rocks into leaving. Ooh, that's fun. But no, we're just going to use the pickaxe. Pick, pick, pick. It was the right tool for the job. There's a trapezoidal piece missing from this weird crossbar thing. Insert the keystone. You insert the keystone in the crossbar. Snick. Enter the portal. Huh, what's this thing? Look inside. Ah, no. You have learned the Alvarado word for toilet. No Krakow, Pacha, no Nokbe, Sevesom, Cholacho, Pucha, Zeve. There's a trapezoidal section missing from this box. The monolith is dark. The machine is dark. There's a circular hole in the bottom. This seems like it might be a doorway, but there's no keyhole or handles or anything. Alright, this strange device has 3 buttons on top of it. Push the first one. Those things aren't friendly. Neither am I. Okay, so I think this is this construct works on mysticality. It's gonna shoot magic at me. Easy come, easy go. I don't know if I can handle a fight with 5 of them. I don't know if I can handle a fight with 3 of them. It has spooky resistance. Interesting. Oh, no, it doesn't. Deal between 4 and 9 cold damage to all enemies. Okay. So I can resist magic. So I should take out this thing first. Then again, if it shoots... Oh. That was just fair. I think we're gonna keep pushing that button till we get enough, whatchamacallits. Fight, 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 doing round 1. Okay. Those boxes are the ones that attack me. So I should definitely throw up some armor here. $20 spooky damage. 22. $7 damage. 16 damage. 7 damage. It's got twice as much muscle as I do. I don't quite know how all the math here works out. Oh, I meant to aim it for a different one. I should name my bean buddy. Beanbert. Raw bean. I don't think he's raw. Golby? Golbean. Golbean. Yeah, that's his name now. It's canon. Go. These are a bunch of little broken pieces of albedo machinery. The professor will be interested in them, I bet. This is a piece of thick paper with a few square holes punched in it. It looks like the ones they used for the census back in '90, but way more complicated. How many? I've got 10 scraps. So I don't have a battery maker yet, but I can put the keystone in here, and that might give me something. Good to see you again. Have you had a chance to take a keystone to the Lost Dutch Oven mine and look for that unusual pile of rocks? You can always make a keystone with 5 more vibrator scrap in that machine over there. I have indeed. Oh, did you find anything interesting beyond all the weird ancient technology? Well, I meant, did you bring anything back that I might evaluate? I bet there's something useful in there. Do you know anything about ley lines? I don't hold much with that mystic mumbo jumbo. It's very unscientific, but it does come up in my research from time to time, so I can give you a very basic overview. He draws some curved intersecting lines on a piece of paper and explains how they relate to local geography and so-called mystical forces. It's pretty interesting stuff, and it makes sense considering what you already know about magic. This is an illustration of the basic principles of ley geography. It's simple enough that it should be understood by a layman. This diagram is surprisingly comprehensible. You stick it into your necromancy journal. You open your necromancy answer journal and examine the information you've collected so far. The rope receipt you found has let you determine that a necromancer's lair is west of the mountains. Right. Using your ley line diagram, you narrow the location of the necromancer's lair down to a handful of possible locations based on the unseen currents of energy that riddle the land. Looks like that's everything you got so far. The machine beeps and boops a lot, then spits out a keystone. You find a liquor cabinet standing in the woods. Maybe there used to be a house around it. You try opening it, but find it to be locked. That's probably why it didn't get stolen by whoever stole the walls. Oh, I think I remember what's in that box. There's a strange cloth loop inside. At least it feels more or less like cloth. You got an El Vibrato loop. There's nothing else I can do down here. This guy is totally out of it. Try talking to him. Oh, I need to examine this. It's a large loop of that weird El Vibrato material. It's slightly bigger around than your head. Try it on. As you place the ring on your head, 2 things happen. One is that it begins humming and shimmering in that weird way El Vibrato things shimmer. And the other? The other is that you suddenly feel as if you put earplugs in your brain. Your thoughts get weirdly quiet. You, you sense the surrounding magical and psychic energy is almost completely muffled. Weird. I'll say it's weird, and not entirely pleasant. I'll say it's weird, and not entirely pleasant. You take off the headband. Okay. So that decreases my mysticality. Put the El Vibrato headband on him. Oh my goodness, where am... Ah, I'm still in the mine. Uninjured and hungry, but not starving, so I can't have been here for very long. Perhaps a day. Good, good. Well, have you... I must have you to thank, my friend. Howdy. Feeling better? I should say so. Thank you for outfitting me with this remarkable device. Don't mention it. What's your name? Murray. Murray Morris. Excavator of the unknown and purveyor of mysteries. Fancy. What brings you to this mine? Why, excavating for the unknown for mysteries to purvey, of course. Or at least attempting to. I must admit that until you put this device on me, I was quite overcome. Overcome? Quite. I'm oversensitive to psychic emanations, you see. Always have been. As it happens, this curious little hole is absolutely overflowing with them, and they're none too friendly, I can tell you that for certain. It was risky business, my coming down here, but I took the gamble, and lost! It's a miraculous thing that you happened by when you did, my friend. We should both get out of here as soon as possible. I've been staying in a town called Dirtwater, to the south. You could probably do some good business purveying mysteries there. A capital idea. Then I shall see you there. He hefts his pack onto his shoulders and leaves with a wave. See you later, Murray. Is there anything that needs a keystone over here? A burly, grizzled man in leather, well, everything, is busy peeling the skin off of a no longer recognizable animal. He looks up at you and growls, brandishing his skinning knife as if to say, "Bother me and you'll be next." Bother me and you'll be next. Yeah, I got that. Show me your skinning knife. That's not a knife. This is... Don't be stupid, they're both knives. So you're a skinner too, eh? Well, not professionally or anything. It's a hobby, I guess? Alright, come over here and watch close. I'll show you a couple of tricks. Learn something. Frisco Viper skin. Ooh, nice. Put it on your hat to add +3 to all stats. You don't really understand the tricks, but they result in you getting some free skins, so you're happy. You put the rainbow-colored snakeskin on your hat and beam with pride. Look at that mysticality. Yeah, I don't see any. Nothing to put a keystone in. And Coleridge mine doesn't even have any El Vibrato stuff. So, what's next? There's the circus. There's the goblins. The old mission. I wonder if I'm high enough level to do that. I was able to mostly handle the cows okay. Investigating the smoke of a nearby campfire, you find a bandit snoozing cozily underneath a large and colorful quilt, which seems like a strange choice for camping gear, right? And then he wakes up and jumps to his feet, revealing that the large and colorful quilt is actually a large and colorfully quilted pair of pants. In stark contrast with his whimsical pants, he is undeniably hostile. Let's try this. Misinform him. Howdy there. Sorry to bother you. I was just looking at the elaborately quilted design on your pants. This is quite a find you got there. What do you mean? Well, you see, I'm a student of archaeology, and some of these patterns are very similar to the ancient scripts I'm familiar with. I believe what you have here may be the key to a lost civilization. Would you mind turning around so I can see the back? Nonplussed, he turns around. You poke the heavily quilted pattern while lifting his wallet from his back pocket. Yes, about 2 days' ride north by northeast. You should look for a great big rock. Yeehaw! Thanks, stranger. Aw, I wanted the pants. They had a lot of spare turns in here. Build a crate. Ranch dressing. Ooh, a rancher's pistol. Increases moxie. I should get that plated when I can. Jars of milk, mostly evaporated. Salvage what you can. You manage to gather up 3 jars worth. Tainted milk. This milk moves of its own accord, perpetually solidifying and reliquefying itself according to its own curdled desires. Ew. It's a haystack. Dig through it. Hey, a needle. It's an old toy box. It's full of toy skeletons. This is a little group of toy skeletons made, somewhat self-referentially, out of polished bone. Let's see what the circus has for us. A loud thwack noise draws your attention. You follow the sound to a man in a once white apron who is butchering a big horned sheep or some other large desert animal with an oversized and heavy-looking meat cleaver. As he's hauling the implement up onto his shoulder for another blow, he catches sight of you and hisses with a wild look in his eye. Who's there? Don't test me, boy. I'll chop you up like this goat or whatever it is. Even he doesn't know what it is. Help him out with his cleaving technique. Easy there. You're a butcher, right? Do you know chef magic? Huh? Oh, you're a bead slinger? I know a couple of little things, but I never studied it for real. I might be able to teach you a little telekinesis. Should help you handle that cleaver more easily. What's this? Raises awareness, telekinetically. Goat steak. You spend some time teaching the butcher how to manipulate objects with his mind, at least well enough to make his cleaver seem a little lighter and less unwieldy. He gives you some of his animal carcass as payment. The word goat flesh gives you goosebumps. The word goose flesh gives you heebie-jeebies. Looks like you found the circus those clowns were talking about. Ugh, a circus. That's like a clown hive. Fortunately, it's not a very big circus. There probably aren't very many clowns. Certainly not enough for an army or invasion force or anything. Still, since it turns out demonic clowns are a real thing, any number of them could be real trouble. You walk up as nonchalantly as possible, so the clown manning clowning the ticket booth won't suspect you know his horrible secret. Whisper innocently. I can't upgrade being Golem or Grinning Skull. Upgrading this will make it stronger than my Grinning Skull. Maybe upgrading the Great North Blizzard would make it more useful. Well now, this whole clown situation might be a speck bigger than what we thought. Kind of a lot of them, yeah. I ain't real enthused about going in there, but we probably better see what they're up to, yeah. As you approach, the clown puts on that basically cheerful facial expression that retail employees use when the last thing they want to deal with is a customer, but they're not allowed to say so. Talk to him. Welcome to Barnaby Bob's perfectly normal traveling circus sideshow, sir. How can I help you? I'd like to run away with the circus, please. Heh, aren't you a little old for that? Sorry, we ain't hiring. Darn. I'd like to No, you can't actually. Never mind. How can I help you? I'd like to see the circus, please. Well, you came to the right place then. But if you want to get inside, you'll need a ticket. I just so happen to have one. The clown looks very surprised. What? How did you... I killed all your friends. Well, great. Good for you, sir. I'll just take that and stamp your hand for re-entry. There we go. Enjoy the show. What about my partner? Partners get in free. Thanks. The ticket booth clown recognizes you and waves you towards the ticket entrance. Welcome to Barnaby Bob's perfectly normal traveling circus sideshow, sir. In a loud and enthusiastic voice. You walk into the circus. Actually, I guess it's more of a carnival, but let's not split hairs. As nonchalantly as possible. There are a bunch of clowns around, working at the booths and so on. More clowns than customers, of which there don't seem to be more than a dozen or so, which is good, in that it means the clowns can't disappear you as easily if they figure out what you know. But on the other hand, if things go wrong here, innocent bystanders might get caught in the crossfire. Got it. Merry-go-round has a dirty canvas tarp over it. Read the sign. The sign says condemned, until further notice. We encourage anyone suffering from horse bites to consult the doctor. Wait, they put actual horses on the merry-go-round? This extremely muscular clown seems to be guarding the entrance to some sort of stage. Talk to him. The clown crosses his arms and grunts when you approach. The stage show wait till later. When? Later. Yeah, but when? Later. How about I hold down the fort here while you go scout around? Yeah, alright. Be careful now. I ain't like the prospect of them figuring out we know what they are. Now there's an understatement. This clown is presumably selling tickets to the sideshow. Talk to him. Howdy, fella. Can I interest you in the wondrous and mysterious delights of the sideshow? What all do you have in there? Secrets, mysteries, things too weird and disturbing to be witnessed by the light of day. Freaks? Not just freaks. Gosh. How much does it cost? For you, 300 meat. And for everyone else, 300 meat. Okay, I'm in. You won't be disappointed. In the event that you are disappointed, no refunds. He takes your meat and stamps your head, and there you go. Enjoy! Hot food, cold drinks, tepid candy. There's nothing interesting back this way. There's a clown here selling rubber toy balloons. You notice that he's watching you, and then he notices that you've noticed, and he smiles and waggles the balloons at you enticingly. Talk to the clown. Howdy there, fella. Interest you in a toy balloon? How much are they? For you, just 30 meat. What colors do you have? Ho ho! Well, just take a look. Red. They're all red. How do you make them float like that? Why, there's nothing to it. Heck, they all float around here. Ho ho! Of course. So the joke is that it's all in black and white, so you can't tell that they're red. You get an item. Balloon. It's red. Anything else I can do for you? Can you tell me more about your circus? Really, it's more of a carnival, but let's not split hairs. Ho ho! What would you like to know? What are your traveling plans? This place seems set up kind of out of the ordinary. What are your plans? Haven't decided yet. That's why we sat down somewhere a bit more rural. Keeps things relatively quiet while we scout around, get the lay of the land and all. Ho. Where'd you travel from? Was your previous stop interesting? Oh, northwest-ish. It was a little hole in the ground kind of place. You wouldn't have heard of it. Ho. Hell. They come from hell. Why is everyone working here a clown? Oh, it's traditional. When the, what do you call 'em, rodeo stopped being put on, the rodeo clowns took other jobs at the circuses and carnivals. Over the years, it just became the normal thing for carnies to be clowns. It's a community, you might say. Huh? Who's this Barnaby Bob guy? Oh, the boss is a real famous showman, though I'm not surprised you wouldn't have heard of him around here. Huh? Got an eye like a hawk, and he's a real whiz with those knives of his. Don't miss his show, it's a real highlight of the carnival. Okay, see you around, clown. Catch you later, like an alligator. Wander off. There's a clown here selling... Wait. Okay. Red Hots calls the clown behind this food stand. Red Hots, foot long, 2 kinds of mustard. There's also a small sign that says lost and found. Howdy, sir. Interested in a hot foot-long sausage? How much are they? 25 meat with your choice of condiments. What are the condiments? I've got pickle onions, pickle relish, 3 kinds of mustard, and 2 kinds of ketchup. 2 kinds of ketchup? Yep. Got both ketchup and catsup. What kinds of mustard? Brown, yellow, and blue. Blue? Blue mustard? Ah, looks like I'm all out of blue. Sorry. I don't have money from... Interesting. What are they made of? What do you mean? They're pork. What else do you make sausages out of? Regular pork or long pork? The clown gives you a long, chilly look. I'm sure I don't know what you're implying, sir. How much are they? Yeah, I already know. What are the condiments? Are they actually a foot long? 12 inches? Because a lot of guys say that, but I'm just going to stop you right there, seeing as there are ladies and children present. You want one or not? I'd like to see the lost and found. Oh, sure. Oh, sure thing. What did you lose? Well, nothing. What? You just figured you'd see if I had anything you like? Look, there's no such thing as an honest thief. You gotta pick. You gotta pick one or the other. Sorry. What kind do you have? I got root beer, ginger beer, and sarsaparilla. How about cherry? Nope. How about diet cola? How about lemon lime? How about snozzleberry? How about key lime? How about iced tea? How about energy drinks? How about energy drinks? How about pomegranate? How about pomegranate? How about rhubarb? How about rhubarb? What kinds do you have again? I've got root beer, ginger beer, and sarsaparilla. Do you make the drinks yourself? If you're asking if we have a wagon dedicated to brewing and bottling 3 different kinds of soda in our traveling carnival, no. We stock up as we pass through large towns. How much are they? 205 meat. Cotton candy, calls the clown behind his food stall, and then makes a wheeoot noise with a slide whistle. Come try this just invented confectionery delight. The clown blows his slide whistle again as you approach. Wheeoot, wheeoot. Step right up, fella. Step up and try one of the world's newest candy sensations. What is it? Cotton candy, the finest, in several senses of the word. Spun sugar created through a revolutionary new process. It's so light and sweet and fluffy, it's like eating butterfly dreams and kitten wishes. Whoo-wee. So it isn't actually made of cotton? What? No, cotton is indigestible, no matter how much chocolate you cover it with. Found that out the hard way, did you? Whee! How do you make it? He pats a metal box with a wide funnel coming out of the top. This little machine right here. I can't tell you how it works, much as I like to brag. It is a trade secret. You invented it? Not as much. Couple dentists down south were the first ones. Dentists, go figure. Wheat. But after hearing about it, I managed to figure out how it works. Made a few improvements with the design, too. Now I'm really curious. Sorry, fellas. These secrets in this box are for nobody's eyes but my own. Wheat. I'll be happy to sell you some cotton candy, though. How much does it cost? Just 300 meat. Wheat. Never mind. I don't have that kind of money. I bought a ticket to the sideshow. The sideshow tent is fairly large and packed with weird things to look at, like all good sideshows are. A few lanterns are hanging from the ceiling, casting flickering shadows around and making everything look even more eerie. A clown is hanging out in here, presumably to keep an eye on the exhibits. He grins and nods as you enter. Come on in. Come on in, take your time, have a good look around. Just remember, no touching. Look around. Based on his attitude, uniquely combining attentiveness and extreme boredom, you assume this clown's job is to keep an eye on the sideshow exhibits. Talk to him. Howdy, fella. Welcome to the sideshow. Thanks. What's to see in here? Well, down to the left we have our collection of spooky warped mirrors. Right here we have exhibits of clown eggs and pickled punks. And further down to the right is our freak show. Feel free to explore, and I'll be here if you got any questions. I have a question. About these, people. You mean the freaks? Ain't they a scream? The one with the giant eyeball head is my favorite. Nice quiet fella. Uh-huh. If you have any questions about the other two, feel free to ask them personally. I don't want to be telling tales out of school. Since the eye guy can't talk, though, you can ask me about him. me about him if you want. Okay, what can you tell me about him? Not much, I'm afraid, to be honest. He joined us, about a year ago, maybe a little less. Where did he come from? No idea. Weird, ain't it? You'd think a fellow looks like that, you'd have read about him in all the papers, right? Well, yeah. Sure is mysterious. How did he get like that? Couldn't tell ya. I bet you got a theory at least. Heh. Well, maybe he saw something no human fellow ever should see. Okay, bye. What can you tell me about these eggs? It's a traditional clown thing. There's a placard next to him that explains in detail. Don't get too close, please. They're fragile. Okay. What what are these things in the jars? That's what we in the business call pickled punks, a menagerie of strange and twisted creatures such as you've never seen the like of. Captured and preserved and on display for all entertainment and edification. That's how the boss says it. A menagerie of strange and twisted creatures such as you've never seen the like. Captured and preserved and on display for your entertainment and edification. Are they real? As real as they come, heh. These shelves are displaying a large collection of strangely painted eggs. Have a closer look. You see several shelves full of white eggs, each one painted with a unique pattern of colorful shapes. A small placard pinned to one of the shelves says, "Clown eggs. In the circus community, it is traditional for each clown to paint their chosen makeup pattern onto an eggshell. These clown eggs are archived for future reference to ensure that no one chooses a pattern that has already been used. It is considered extremely taboo to wear another clown's face. There must be the eggs for the clowns that work in the circus. You recognize a few of them, like the clown here in the sideshow tent and the ticket seller clown out front. Inspect the eggs more closely. Hey, step back, please. No touching. Sorry. These shelves are filled with jars, and the jars are filled with things. Real weird-looking things. Look close. You lean in a little closer to inspect the jars. They mostly contain malformed and or mutated animals pickled in formaldehyde. A three-headed kitten, some kind of ferret or weasel with 8 legs, a twisted Mobius loop of a snake without a head or tail. Real weird, crazy stuff. One shelf seems devoted to huge, gross pale grubs, like fat, featureless white worms the size of a sweet potato. The one on the end is larger than the others and shows shiny black eyes. Someone has painted its face in an apparent parody of clown makeup. Yuck. Take a closer look. The pasty white face has been painted with little blue triangles over and under the eyes. The creature has a thin slash of a mouth as well, and the area around it has been painted with bright red lipstick. The black eyes flash red as the thing suddenly thrashes in its jar, spinning to face you and stretching its mouth open, revealing rows of yellow shark teeth. You stumble back with a cry of shock. Gah! Ha 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 ha! Got you pretty good there, buddy. What in the world? What is that? It ain't a real critter. It's made of rubber and clay and doll parts and such. Got an electromagnet under the shelf to move it with. He takes a little push button gizmo out of his pocket to show you. Should have seen your face. You about jumped right out of your boots. Alright, this looks to be one of those weird bent mirrors that makes you look all crazy. As if there wasn't enough crazy looking stuff around here already. Look at yourself. Your reflection in the mirror is short and squash looking, folded up like an accordion. You spend a moment moving back and forth in front of the mirror, seeing how the image changes. It's kind of amusing. This looks to be one of those weird bent mirrors that makes you look all crazy. As if there wasn't enough crazy looking stuff around your hair already. The mirror makes you look really stout and thin. Your limbs twist and writhe like snakes as you move around. It's a bit unsettling, and your muscles ache a little in sympathy. You look at the mirror again and see your limbs stretch out like taffy, twisting around like the tentacles of an octopus. You can hear your joints creaking, and your muscles feel like they've gone through the ringer. You gain the effect sore. So it's not just an illusion, it's actually harming me. This looks to be... Gah, this mirror somehow shows what you would look like in clown makeup. Bloodshot eyes stare back at you from a pasty white face, painted with an odd pattern of red triangles. In the flickering lantern light, it almost looks like he winks at you. Brr. You look in the mirror again, and the clown you is still there staring. Very slowly, his mouth opens into a wide grin, revealing multiple rows of yellow, pointed, shark-like teeth. Not wanting to keep looking, but unwilling to turn your back on it, you slowly sidle away until it's no longer visible. Swallowing hard, you approach the mirror again. It's empty. Not only is the clown you gone, you don't show a reflection at all. This guy is a startling sight, even for a circus freak show. His entire head is one giant, enormous eyeball. As you look him over, he stares back at you. Not that he's got much choice. Hello there, I'm Toa. How's it going? Can you talk? Guess not. Take a closer look at him. You move a little to the side and lean over the rope to get a closer look at the guy. He's basically just what he seems to be at first glance, a guy with a giant eyeball for a head. You do notice two things though. First, he has an odd lump at the, what you would call the base of his skull, if he had one. A sort of crumpled, fleshy mass the size of a fist. With a squint and some imagination, it almost looks like a crushed and shriveled vestigial remains of a human head. The second thing you notice is that his ankles are locked to the legs with a stool, and the legs of the stool are bolted to the floor. Do you blink or wink? I guess not. So, the circus dig. How do you like it? His hands slowly curl into fists, and the knuckles turn white with tension. I see, or understand, I mean. Okay, well, see you around. Were you born that way? I guess that's a pretty close personal question. How's it hanging? This man is neatly dressed, though his suit is a bit threadbare and out of fashion. He's smoking a pipe and leafing through a magazine. When you stop to look at him, he nods amicably. Talk to him. Hello there. Welcome to the sideshow. My name is Douglas. Hi, I'm Toa. Delighted to meet you. So, are you perhaps trying to think of a polite way to ask what's wrong with me? Yeah, you got me. Don't worry, Toa. I am in a sideshow after all. It is an obvious and natural question. Wait a minute. You said that last bit without moving your lips. Are you a ventriloquist? Not at all. Allow me to demonstrate. He stands up and turns around. His back is the same as his front. That is, his suit has been tailored with two fronts, and he has another face on the back of his head, with his hair cut and parted appropriately. Ta-da! As he sits back down, his knees and other joints crack and pop loudly as they reverse themselves. Douglas winces slightly, though certainly not as much as you expect. What in the... Surprising, yes? A bit, yeah. How is that even possible? Douglas shrugs and holds his pipes up to the, now, back of his head, so his other face can take a puff. Are you, what's the phrase, Siamese twins? Not exactly. It's difficult to describe, I'm afraid. Two minds in one body, with two faces? It would be closer to the truth to say two instances of the same mind. With, as you say, two faces. You're right, that doesn't make any sense at all. It took some getting used to. That much is certain. Were you born like this? I would rather not discuss how I came to be this way, if you don't mind. Okay, sorry. No apology necessary. Your knees must be erect. Surgery was necessary to permit them to bend in both directions. It sounds worse than it feels, I assure you. Why are you in a sideshow? With a regular suit and haircut, you could easily pass for normal. I have a contract. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot the clown making a gesture, but you didn't catch what it was. Douglas clears his throat. Plus, well, it's quite the life, you know. Free room and board, travel around the world, and you meet such interesting people. Talk to you later, Douglas. So I kind of get the sense that these people are being held against their will. There's a lady here with her head sticking out of a hole in a large metal box. She nods politely at you. Talk to her. Hello there. Enjoying the carnival? Well, it's interesting. She smiles slightly. Yes, I'm sure it is. Can I ask you a question? Certainly. What's your name? I'm Janet. And you? I'm Toa. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Toa. Why are you in a box? That's a rather personal question, isn't it? Oh, sorry. I'm only teasing, dear. Would you like to see inside? Sure. Janet whistles to signal the clown, and he moseys over. He unlocks the door on the front of the box and throws it open with a theatrical flourish. Inside, instead of Janet's body, you see a tangled, complicated assortment of glass tubes and pipes, ticking clockwork gears and pumps. Liquids of various colors, mostly red, slosh through the tubes. A large bellows near the top inflates, then begins to slowly deflate. What do you think? It's some kind of trick, right? It's amazing. It's horrifying. Like something out of a nightmare. Yes, that's an accurate description. I'm sorry, I hope I haven't insulted you. No, no offense taken. I've only seen it once myself once, in a mirror. It took quite a while to get used to the situation. Examine her workings. You watch the various liquids slosh around in their tanks and pipes for a minute. Weird. Gross. But it is indeed educational. How did this happen? Were you in some kind of terrible accident? I'm sorry, but I can't talk about that. Of course, right. Sorry. It must be a painful memory. Her calmly composed face creases into a slight grimace as she shoots a sidelong glance at the clown. Yes. Well, it was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you, Janet. So long. Good luck, Toa. So not only are the clowns holding these people against their will, but they were probably like ordinary people before the clowns like made them into these. Also against their will. What are those mirrors? What's with those weird mirrors? Ain't they a riot? That's what they call an optical illusion, as I understand. Has to do with the way the light reflects off of them. I'm 100% sure that what I saw can't be explained by the reflection of light. Heh, no telling what you might see if you look too long. Does he ever blink? You mean wink? Heh, nope, no eyelids. I gotta toss a bucket of water over him once in a while so he don't get too dry. He does look a bit dry now that you mention it. Yeah, it's getting about that time. Excuse me for a minute. Sure. Shelves contain a large collection of strangely painted eggs. Take a closer look. You lean in closer to inspect the gross thing. Despite what the clown said, it certainly looks real. Whoever made it did an excellent and disgusting job. Peeking surreptitiously under the shelf, you don't see any evidence of an electromagnet or other such device. So I think those grubs are like clowns. Considering there's so many of them, they're probably like clowns in a larval state before they become like fully fledged clowns. These shelves are depicting a large collection of strangely painted eggs. Inspect the eggs more closely. Since the clown is distracted, you take the opportunity to get a closer look at the egg. You notice three things about them. First, they're too large to be chicken eggs. You have no idea what kind of eggs they are. Second, they've all been broken and then very meticulously glued back together. They almost look like they've been reassembled after something hatched out of them. And thirdly, one of the eggs features a pattern of red triangles that you recognize. It's the same as the clown version of yourself that you saw in the mirror earlier. Oh no. You quickly step back as the guard returns. He gives you a fair amount of side-eye, but doesn't say anything. This appears to be a shooting gallery type carnival game. Closer look. Howdy there, fella. What we have here is a game for sharp eyes and quick reflexes. I hope you don't take it as an insult if I suggest one of the other games might be more your speed, but you're welcome to try your luck all the same. Well, on the wall behind me, I've got a bunch of thick-skinned, underinflated balloons. For 10 meat, I'll loan you a cheap, inaccurate pistol and a pile of badly made ammunition. And your goal is to pop as many of those balloons as you can before the pistol stops working. That's an unusually honest sounding description. I've discovered making the challenge sound exactly as difficult as it is only makes people more determined to be the one who beats it. What's the prize? A ticket to Barney B. Bob's stage show, which is otherwise sold out, so it's a rare catch, my friend. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Shoot backwards and cross-eyed. Shoot from the hip. You shoot at the balloons until the pistol jams. You manage to pop a few, but not very many. Yep, that's about average. Not enough to win a prize, sorry. So if I can get my Moxie to... Alright, nothing in there to increase my Moxie. This will increase my Moxie to 20. What happens if I shoot backwards and cross-eyed? You awkwardly fumble the ammo into the pistol and fire until it's empty, at which point you can't figure out how to get it back open to put more in. Wow, not a single balloon popped. I did tell you the rules, right? How popping the balloons is the actual goal of the game. Alright, now let's give it an actual shot. Shoot like the wind. You take careful aim and pop off rounds and balloons for as long as you can hold the gun together. Hey, not bad at all. Not enough balloons for our grand prize, but it's still worth a little something. He gives you a little toy stuffed cat, small plush kitten. This item goes in your offhand. This little toy kitten isn't very well made, but at least it's nearly cute. It's nearly cute, almost cute. That's a ringing endorsement. Test your mind. This appears to be some kind of card-based carnival game, though it's not clear how it works from here. Step right up, fella, step right up. If I may say so, you've got the look of an intelligent and learned individual about you, and I happen to have a game here to put those faculties to the test. What's the game? The simplest guessing game imaginable. I've got a standard deck of playing cards here. I'll show you all faces, and then I turn them back over and start picking cards. You guess which card I pick, and you win. Don't you shuffle them? No, sir. If you can memorize a deck of cards that fast, more power to you. Or, if you got a touch of magic in you and want to try reading my mind, that's fine too. Just don't dig too deep. Heh. What's the prize? Ticket to Barnaby Bob's stage show, which is otherwise sold out, but so it's a rare catch, my friend. Okay, I'll give it a shot. You carefully scan the deck of cards as the clown spreads it out in front of you, and then he turns it over with a sweeping flourish. Give it a little. Clown starts picking cards out of the deck and holds them up with their backs to you. You don't manage to guess a single one of them. In fact, you can't even remember what the black thing that looks like a shovel is called. Dang it. Give it a lot. Clown starts picking cards out of the deck and holds them with the backs to you. You manage to guess a few, but not very many. Don't feel bad, friend. That's about average. Not good enough to win a prize, though. The clown starts picking cards out of the deck and holds them up with the backs to you. You manage to guess about 2/3 of them. Say, that's not bad. Not enough to win the grand prize, but you deserve some recognition for that, friend. He gives you a little toy stuffed owl. For muscle. That increases my muscle. Do I have any XP to increase my muscle? Not enough, no. Okay, I'll have to come back here after I gain a little more XP. There's a clown here selling rubber toy balloons. Or, wait, or is it the same clown as before? He looks identical. Is he following you around? Talk to the clown. Howdy, fella. Anything else I can do for you? Were you on the other side of the midway just now? Oh, nope, that's the other balloon guy. We just dress alike and use the same face paint. Did we fool you? He grins and gives you a big exaggerated wink. I see. Anything else I can do for you? You okay, kid? Did you lose your parents? I lost my lucky bottle cap. You haven't seen it, have you, sir? No, but I'll keep an eye out. What's it look like? It's shiny steel, and it's on a little chain. Okay, I'll let you know if I find it. Likes to see the lost and found. What did you lose? A lucky bottle cap. He pulls a wooden box out from under the counter and looks inside. Appears you're in luck. This one yours? He puts the box on the counter for you to see and turns back to his grill for a moment. The box contains shiny metal bottle cap, a folding pocket knife, a white handkerchief, a bottle of smelling salts. Ooh. Don't mind if I yes. Hi, sir. Did you find my lucky bottle cap? Is this the one? That's it. Thank you, sir. No problem, kid. He's smiling now. There's a kid playing with a bottle cap on a chain. Hello again, sir. Say, that's a real nice balloon. You want to trade? I'll give you my lucky bottle cap for it. Okay. Here you go. You got a lucky cap. Presumably this belongs to that kid, because you can't imagine there's more than one person around who would be so into a bottle cap that they hang it on a keychain. Thanks again, sir. The kid runs off with his new balloon. Aw, I did a good thing. Oh, I should get that plated. Do I have money? I think we established that I don't have money. And it has been about 2 hours of streaming, so I think I'm going to call it here. I did everything I can do at the moment in the carnival. I'll have to remember to put my next level up into muscle. But other than that, thanks everybody for watching. Uh, again, you can get you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Uh, following me on Twitch will help me get to affiliate faster, and also it'll make sure that you get noticed by the or that you get notifications when I go live. If you want to know prior, then I post any schedule changes on my Twitter. I usually use my Twitter to post schedule, but I also have it in the About section where you can also find a tip jar to donate to me. Currently, I can't, as I'm not an affiliate, I can't give anything back in exchange for it, any like cool rewards like emotes and stuff. But I'd like to in the future. But right now my donation bar, as you can see, is going towards a capture card, so I can do Nintendo games and also look a little more professional when I'm streaming my PS4 games like Skyrim and for Horizon Forbidden West. And then if you want to catch any of my other VODs, you can look me up on YouTube. I'll be posting this VOD sometime in the next 24 hours. I don't know. And then, of course, I will be streaming again tonight at 5 p.m. Gonna do some Skyrim. Gonna go to Ravnig's Fast and Ranveig's Fast. How do you say the name? Whatever that guy. And I'm gonna beat up a bunch of nerd spellcaster bandits and take all their money and stuff. So see me then. And I'll also be streaming tomorrow at 5. Not sure what I'm going to be streaming. I'll see what I feel like and then tweet about it tomorrow. Anyways,